Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where you will learn never to ask SCU what is great about Southern California. It's Lost in the Midcard. Welcome to this episode. We're kind of in limbo right now. We did have SmackDown 1000, so definitely a lot of good things to say about that. We'll talk about that on the show. A good Monday Night Raw as well. I watched it live for the first time in a while. Normally I will watch Monday Night Football, but I decided to pop in and watch Raw live. And wasn't disappointed with that either. Lots of Crown Jewel news, of course, with all the things going on in the world. And we're getting closer. A week and a half away from WWE Evolution. Some more names announced for that. And so, we're making our way towards that as well. But first, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes today. If your favorite podcasting apps. Just do a search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way. Every Thursday, most Mondays, or select Mondays after a WWE pay-per-view. And our Monday show may return at Evolution. We'll let you know. Keep in touch. And the way to keep in touch is through our social media, because we're also subscribable on the YouTube, and the links to those are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard. Also on our Twitter page at LATMC Podcast. And we also share a lot of great wrestling tweets from around the world, including Tommaso Ciampa challenging The Undertaker to a rematch, which was hilarious. You'll get it if you saw the tweet. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JBHuskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
Doing all right. We had a pretty good couple days of wrestling, so
yeah,
lots to talk about.
Once again, I think 3 solid nights in a row. 205 Live was fun. NXT was great, and Mae Young Classic had a couple of good matches in there too. So let's first talk about Glory by Honor. You were in attendance there with Daryl, a regular guest on the show. What were your thoughts on Glory by Honor and that took place in Baltimore on Friday?
I thought it was a fun show. Creatively, it was not nearly as bad as Best in the World, and I feel it was a nice rebound from the last event there. I mean, they did not that place was pretty much sold out for the venue size that they took the last time they were there, and this time around maybe they had half the people they had last time. And I was talking to Daryl about it, because we were sitting front row, but before the show started, we were just marveling at all the empty seats. And I told him, hey, it's really simple. A lot of people came here for that pay-per-view at the end of June, wanting a title change. And not only did they not get a title change, the next night in Virginia at a TV taping, you changed the world title.
Yeah.
So everybody that went to that pay-per-view and spent all that money were like, oh, why the fuck did I go?
Yeah.
So they didn't come this time. You pissed off your audience, Ring of Honor. And, I mean, it's very blatantly obvious why you did not get the response this go-around that you got last time. You're going to have to build your goodwill, but you're going to have to build the goodwill back with the people. And what's even more annoying to me personally, I didn't get any this time because I got everybody I wanted to last time. Not only did you get half the attendance this time around, you once again chose to up your autograph prices even higher. Last time around, the Young Bucks were 40. Now they're 50. Last time around, Cody and Marty were 30. Now they're 40. Are you literally trying to nickel and dime your diehard fan base of what you have left? It's not smart business. It's not. I don't even know. I don't even know what to think. I don't really understand what Ring of Honor was thinking, pulling that this go around, especially with the low ticket sales comparable to the last time. Just didn't make a lot of sense to me.
And it wasn't that long from Best in the World either, so people are going to remember what the prices were a few months ago.
Exactly. It was just it was the end of June.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not coming back. They announced their comeback date. They're coming back March 31st. So, I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot further than June to October to March. Basically, October to April is a lot further apart. So maybe they'll have a better crowd next time around. But look, if they lose the Elite in the new year, I don't even know if they'll sell out ringside.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now, as much as I enjoy the Ring of Honor product, if you yank the Bucks, Heyman Page, and Cody out of the equation, I don't have a whole lot of interest in your show anymore. You got Marty and Jay Lethal, and then what? I mean, you got Mandy Leon when she's done with her injury.
Yeah.
And I'll watch for Mandy, but I mean, beyond that, there's nobody on their roster right now that super stands out to me, other than the members of the Elite.
Yeah.
So it would be like the Marty and Jay Lethal show,
and
if they leave.
And do you think 3-4 years ago that was kind of the case as well, and that's what made them kind of bump Jay Briscoe into that main event picture?
Well, I think Jay Briscoe was always welcome in the main event picture, and he was a hell of a Ring of Honor champion.
So you don't, you don't think it was because of short on top tier talent?
No, I didn't think so. I felt that was a really strong run with the company at the time.
No, I thought his title run
really
was good.
Enjoyed that strain of Ring of Honor booking and creative at that point.
Yeah.
No, I think the Briscoes as a tag team act are a little tired. I actually preferred them as singles guys.
Well, spoiler alert.
Are we really going to go to a spoiler alert like 5 minutes into the show?
No, I'm just going to say the word spoiler alert, and if people are interested, they'll look it up.
We will be talking spoilers at the end of the show, specifically the WWE NXT tapings that are ongoing as we record right now. And if JB wants to discuss the Ring of Honor spoiler, we can discuss that too. But yeah, we're not going to dive into spoilers right now.
What was your favorite match of the night?
Probably the Bucks and Cody and SCU for the six man tag titles.
And pretty cool to see Hurricane Helms in the ring again.
No, the Hurricane Marty match was a lot of fun too.
I bet it was. So that was Glory by Honor. Of course, you have the Honor Club. You can go back and watch that on demand. Of course, the big news of the week is the discussion, which is really taken over the wrestling industry, the world, the political realm, everywhere. It's in regards to Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, as you very well know. Recently, a Washington Post reporter, Jamal Khashoggi, was murdered, and many people are thinking that it was, or some of the suspects may be within the Saudi government itself. And he was a resident of the United States, but was in Turkey at the time. Entered a Saudi Arabian consulate to pick up paperwork, and was never seen since. So there's been a lot of talk of that WWE should pull out of Saudi Arabia for this event, move it to the UK. They figured maybe the transition should be easy. Recent updates, a little less than a week ago, WWE said they're currently monitoring the situation. As of the 13th of October, Mike Johnson, a PW Insider, said that the show is still moving forward with working on different logistics and production aspects for the event. Then, if you watched Monday Night Raw or anything else, everything else early this week, any mention of Saudi Arabia was stopped on the website. It wasn't mentioned at all on Raw and SmackDown. But an update on the 14th from Dave Scheer at Pro Wrestling Insider. PW Insider. Number of sources say the company is still planning on running the Crown Jewel show in Saudi Arabia on November 2nd. Unless something drastic happens, the plans are not going to change. And as of Monday night, they've gone back to listing the event of taking place in Saudi Arabia. Tickets going on sale October 19th. But they did not mention it on television at all. So, Matt, this has been all over the place, not just wrestling websites. Wall Street Journal, Fox Business Channel has had JBL on, Time Magazine talking about it. What do you think should happen here? Should they cancel it, postpone it, move it? What do you think?
The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but it's the truth. WWE has a contract with these guys. Like, they are contracted to have this show. And by not having this show, they would be in breach of contract with the people of Saudi Arabia. To me, the only thing they can do right now is have the show, and from there, the future times we're going to have our shows with you guys are going to have to be after all this shit cools down. We're coming over now because, it was announced and the date was scheduled and we have a contract and we have to honor the contract or else we're going to get sued by you guys or, heaven forbid, something worse. And there's really nothing they could do. To me, I feel like beyond, the actual government over here itself stepping in and telling WWE that they can't go, which I don't really think is going to be at all likely happening.
Senators have brought up the fact, just saying some senators have suggested they shouldn't, but other than that, that's all the government's
you can suggest it all you want, but those senators aren't under a contract. And that's the problem at the end of the day. If WWE didn't have this contract with Saudi Arabia, and they were just running a show there, yes, it would have been canceled. It would have been moved to England. They would have done something else with it. Clearly, WWE isn't happy with this situation, and you knew that on Monday and Tuesday when every mention of Crown Jewel, there was no mention of the word Saudi Arabia anywhere in the marketing, anywhere by the commentators, by the wrestlers, nothing. Nothing was said about Saudi Arabia. Clearly, WWE is upset about the situation. They don't like the placement that they're put in more than anybody else. But at the end of the day, you have to honor the contract.
Yeah, and
if not, you're gonna get sued. You're gonna go to court, and you could lose a lot of money.
I'm seeing. I'm seeing people on Twitter, like people that I follow, they're like, if this continue or if they're going to do this show, I'm going to sell all my WWE stuff. I'm going to never watch again. I'm like, okay, we'll see if you do that.
Yes, these are the same people that complain every month Roman Reigns wins a championship.
Yeah.
I'm going to cancel my network subscription. I'm never watching again, blah, 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 yet you still hear 6 months later.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You're not going to do anything. Look, if you don't want to watch the show, that's your right. You don't have to watch the show. Anything of importance that occurs on this show will be covered on Raw and SmackDown the following week. Nobody is forcing you to sit down and watch Crown Jewel. If you want to watch it, great. If you don't, out of protest, then don't watch the show. It's really that simple. Like, nobody is demanding you to sit down and watch this. If you think it's wrong and you don't want any part of it, then just don't watch it. But WWE has their hands tied legally here. They have to run this show. And I guarantee you, WWE has already had their lawyers, Big Dividend Company. I guarantee you, they've already gone over this entire contract with a fine-tooth comb. They've probably looked for anything in the lines of anywhere in the contract that they could use to get out of this.
I wonder how much money those lawyers make.
Oh, dude, they make some big bucks, man. They make some big bucks. WWE's lawyers aren't cheap. No. And normally, when you go into legal issues with WWE, you're fighting an uphill battle. You might even be fighting just a losing battle right off the bat because it's really hard to do anything against WWE's lawyers. And if the WWE lawyers can't find a way for them to get out of this, then there's no way out of it. They got to go. They got to put their best foot forward. And once they get out of there, that's when WWE is gonna have to be like, hey, look, listen, this stuff's fucked up. We still have a contract with you guys. We still intend to come back and do more shows, but we can't come back and do another one until all this stuff blows over.
Yeah.
There has to be a solution. Things need to be figured out. People need to be, justifying what the heck happened. And until that happens, we can't come back. But we'll be back when everything, when the dust is cleared and everything settles out. We'll come back and honor the rest of our contract.
Which in today's world, that's like 2 weeks, Matt. This is like the outrage of the week, and then they'll find something else to outrage against next week. So
it's a terrible situation.
It is. It's completely terrible, especially if the government's involved.
Yeah, look, let's just say the government is involved. Let's not act like every other government throughout the entire world had not done things almost as bad, or hell, maybe even worse, that we don't know about.
Yeah.
It's not our place to know. We're not supposed to know what our government does. There's a reason that stuff's come, on the down low quiet,
Yeah.
Look, I'll be perfectly honest. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what our government does. I don't want to know what their government does. I just don't want to know. To me, I'm depressed enough on a daily basis. I don't need to know. No, thank you. I'm good.
As we shift out of that gear, a month or so ago, we reported the surprising exit of Punishment Martinez from Ring of Honor. Well, now the obvious is true.
Not too surprising.
Now I
told you I thought he was WWE bound.
Yeah, the obvious is true. He left suddenly because WWE came a calling. Punishment Martinez is officially signed with the WWE, and he reported to the Performance Center on yesterday, October 16th. Last month at ROH's TV tapings in Vegas, he lost the television title to Jeff Cobb, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, Cobb's the TV champ.
And so he opted to go to the WWE after turning down a deal with ROH. Of course, made his start in Ring of Honor at the 2016 Top Prospect Tournament that was won by the man of the hour, Leo Rush. When he started with the company, he lined himself with Kevin Sullivan, BJ Whitmer at the start when they were feuding with Steve Corino. And he won probably one of his, outside of the TV championship, probably one of his crowning achievements in the Ring of Honor was winning the 2017 Survival of the Fittest tournament, which, of course, gives you a chance at the Ring of Honor World Championship. He's an opposing guy, and impressive, and doesn't surprise me at all that Triple H or Vince want him in the fold, right, Matt?
I think he's got a lot of work to do still.
He does, yes.
I think he'll be in the Performance Center a long time before we see him on NXT television. But yeah, he's got the size and the look that WWE's always looking for, so it's really not a surprise that they went and nabbed this guy up.
Yeah, I mean, I said myself, I was never impressed with the guy, but as the past year went along, I saw a lot of improvement. So, I'm not definitely. He's definitely not debuting at the next set of TV tapings, unlike a couple other debuts that we'll talk about.
Absolutely not.
Did you watch Bound for Glory at all?
I saw bits and pieces. I did not see it in its entirety.
Yeah, I have not watched Impact in forever.
There's really not a whole lot of reason to.
Yeah, Matt's telling me I'm not missing much. But new world champion Johnny Impact defeated Austin Aries in the main event, a 21-minute match to win the Impact World Championship. Other things.
The only newsworthy thing to come out of this pay-per-view is what happened after the main event.
And what happened after the main event? I did not hear.
You seriously?
After the main event.
You didn't hear what Aries did?
No, I didn't, actually. So fill me in.
Dude, Morrison hit Starship Pain and won the title.
Okay.
Before Morrison is really even upright with the referee, Aries gets up.
Oh, sells it,
yells up at the commentary table where Callis and Matthews are, spits, gives them the middle finger, and then proceeds to leave up the aisle, giving the middle finger to everybody in attendance.
Wow.
which was originally believed to be a work, as he was scheduled to be at the tapings Monday and Tuesday, but then flew home and was not at the tapings on Monday and Tuesday.
You were a world champion for a fair amount of time. Why are you pissed that you lose it? I mean, you got to lose it sometime.
But look, let's say this was a shoot. Let's say this is not a work, not an elaborate work that that Impact's putting on right now.
Okay.
Does this dude have any bridges left?
No shit.
Because I feel like at this point, I feel like he is probably burned.
Maybe CZW.
Every bridge this man has had. I'm talking national.
Oh,
national.
Yeah. MLW maybe.
Man, if I'm MLW and I'm seeing everything else that's happened, I ain't bringing him in.
No. The other notable thing was James Ellsworth made his Impact Wrestling debut. He was the surprise opponent for Eli Drake. Tessa Blanchard retained her Knockouts Championship against Tyra Valkyrie. Those only 2 title matches up for grabs in this one here were the knockouts in the world. So, opening match I bet was good. Rich Swann and Willie Mack against Matt Sydal and Ethan Page. I bet that was pretty good.
It was solid. The problem with Impact is they just can't get out of their own way anymore.
Johnny
and stuff like this is just
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
If this Aries thing turns out to truly be a shoot, and let's face it, we don't know for sure right now. We don't really know if we're being worked or not. But if we're not being worked, and this is an actual shoot, I don't think Aries could ever be employed by a national pro wrestling company ever again and be trusted.
Fuck, maybe he doesn't want to be.
As soon as it's time for him to drop the title, he pouts like a little baby and leaves. And it's so ridiculous at this point.
Yeah.
I loved Austin Aries for years.
Oh, yeah.
I've defended him constantly.
Me too. Against
people who have, trashed this guy and given him a bad name. But now I'm at the point where just like, I don't even know what to say now.
Well, let's flip it around and say, how about this? Johnny Impact pulling yet another world title from a different promotion since leaving the WWE, continuing to make a name for himself. On Instagram, he put what you put into something is what you get out. Proud to be Impact Wrestling World Champion. The dude's been doing work. Much like Drew McIntyre, but maybe on a longer and grander scale for John Morrison with the work he's done in various promotions.
Yeah, no, I'm happy for Johnny. I thought it was the right move to make to move the title that night, and they did. But I'm just flabbergasted by the entire situation. If it indeed turns out to be a shoot, that I have lost a lot of respect for Austin Aries. Not only as a performer, but as an actual good human being.
Yeah.
So I really want this. I want this to turn out to be a work. But with the history of knowing Aries past problems with companies, could you really be surprised if it's not?
No.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Look what happened. Crazy. Look what happened when he left WWE. I mean, yeah.
He had a falling out with Ring of Honor too.
Yeah.
It's not like this is just a one-time incident.
I don't think it's an us problem. I think it's a you problem. Some backstage notes from SmackDown 1000. Dave Bautista arrived late, a couple hours before the show went on the air. Original plan was Rey Mysterio to take on Shinsuke Nakamura in the open, but they left that to the main event, which is perfectly fine by me. I mean, this is a dream match, deserved to be in the main event spot. The Undertaker promo was always set in stone to close the broadcast, although it planned to be much longer. Time was cut, of course, as the show ran. Taker basically didn't come out until about 5 minutes after, and Matt thought Ray was going to get tombstone to hell.
I just told Ray to run, that's all.
WWE cut.
He listened.
The WWE cut time from the Mysterio Nakamura match, as well as Mysterio's entrance. The Miz match was always scheduled to go 3 seconds. A lot of backstage segments were cut from the show, including one with James Ellsworth, who instead shot a segment for YouTube instead. The R-Truth segment was scheduled to be later in the show. At one point, there was talk of bringing Christian back. Kane was supposed to be at the taping, but wasn't there. Of course, he's got a mayor thing to do. Zack Ryder was backstage, but not used. Why not? I mean, you could have put him in there to reform the Edgeheads that 5 seconds they were on camera. Right?
I didn't get it either.
He was on the phone, though, at least.
But he was there!
He was there! I didn't even realize he was there. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Look, as much as I enjoyed SmackDown 1000, some of the choices that they made were just, it left me scratching my head a little bit, and that's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Why not? Why couldn't Ryder be standing there with Hawkins?
Why? Yeah, he's right there.
It didn't make any sense at all.
Ratings, Total Divas rebounds after their worst ever performance with 380,000, which, they rebound from their worst ever performance, and this week is their second worst ever performance, so it's not really like a big rebound. Impact Wrestling drops again ahead from Bound for Glory down to 183,000. Raw goes up slightly, 2.396 million, and no surprise, SmackDown 1000 beat Raw in the ratings as they pulled in 2.545 million. So they didn't just beat Raw, they took them out by about 150,000 viewers. I don't know and I really don't know when the last. Has there ever been a time that SmackDown beat Raw in the ratings?
Yeah, on the draft.
Oh yeah, that's right. So good numbers for the WWE there for SmackDown 1000. WWE is returning to Madison Square Garden the day after Christmas, and originally it was a SmackDown Live event. Now it is a Raw branded show. Right now, the card as it is, Reigns against Strowman in a steel cage for the Universal title. Rollins and Ambrose take on Ziggler and McIntyre for the tag titles. Ronda Rousey takes on Mickie James for the Raw Women's Championship. Also scheduled to appear Finn Balor, Kevin Owens. I don't think he's going to appear. Bobby Lashley, Elias, Jinder Mahal, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, and others. Well, I don't know. Unless it was just like little arthroscopic cleaning out. I mean, maybe he could be. That's like a month out. But he had both knees worked on. He posted on Instagram they had a 2-for-1 sale at the doctor. Did you see that?
Yeah, I've heard a rumor he could be out for up to 8 months.
Nothing concrete about what Owens was originally reported as a minor knee surgery to go down. But yeah, who knows?
Clearly, it seems like they found more than they bargained for.
Yeah. And Owens has a 5-year contract to withhold, so you might as well get yourself right now. If you want to watch the Cruise of Jericho, sail it on, man. It's going to be on Fight TV next month. And so that's going to be a pretty cool deal there. They set sail here just in like a week or so. I got some buddies going down. It starts on the 27th of October, so I'll have to ask them how it was when they get back. But I'm guessing it's probably going to be too expensive on Fight TV, right, Matt?
The Scene of Honor tournament's being shown on the Honor Club at the beginning of November, so I'll watch that.
Impact Wrestling is going to be moving time slots on Pop. PW Insider has confirmed that they will be moving to 10 Eastern.
When Pop has given up on you, what is left for you as a company?
Do you think so? You're saying the switch to a 9 o'clock Eastern slot is given up, basically?
Dude, they're moved 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
They moved them out of prime time.
Yeah.
The Young and the Restless reruns before Impact are doing higher ratings than Impact.
Ow.
I figured that would get it through to you.
Yeah, that works.
Dude, Pop TV has given up on Impact. Like, I think by the end of the year, they're not going to be on Pop anymore. I don't think they're going to have a TV home.
The deal ends on 12/31.
From my understanding, by the end of the year.
Titan Games set to debut next year. Former Impact wrestler may be amongst the competitors in the what you call the Titan Combine. Robbie E. from Impact Wrestling.
Lord.
No word if he made the final cut, but he has made the cut of less than 100 people out of the thousands that applied. So
I say, oh Lord.
It looks like a good show, though. I'm excited to see what this is. So, late last week, WWE announced that there will be a new Eddie Guerrero documentary, which came out this past Sunday. It's going to be called a new documentary series called WWE Untold. This is going to be exploring the effect that Eddie had on the Blue Brand as they approached the 1,000th episode. It's going to stream live on WWE's YouTube channel, so that's probably where you can find it now. It's going to feature exclusive interviews from John Cena, Batista, Kurt Angle, JBL, Paul Heyman, and many more. I have not caught this yet. Matt, have you?
I have not. No, I haven't had time.
Yeah, me neither.
I barely got. I didn't see NXT UK, but
Yeah,
I barely got in all the TV this week.
Yeah.
Let alone get checking out the documentary or finding time to somehow watch a show at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I could totally pull it up on my phone at work, and I just forgot. It's like because I'm not thinking about pulling up a live show at 3:00 in the afternoon at work.
No, it's also not live, so.
Oh yeah, well, that's true. Then I don't really need to pull it up at 3. Hey, this is in news that may make Matt laugh.
Oh no!
Brock Lesnar may not get a UFC title fight. Daniel Cormier, who is booked to headline next month's UFC 230 at Madison Square Garden, was recently interviewed by ESPN and says he doesn't know if he wants his next match after that to be Brock Lesnar or John Jones. And he only has one match left after his current UFC contract ends after next month's pay-per-view. He plans to retire when his contract ends in March. So all that and Lesnar...
Let's be real here for a second. Cormier and Lesnar was never the fight the UFC wanted to begin with.
No.
They wanted Jones and Lesnar.
They wanted Jones and Lesnar.
Yes, it was never Cormier and Lesnar. Like the original plan was before Jones got popped for whatever he got popped with, he called out Brock in the octagon.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you that's the fight UFC wants more than Cormier and Lesnar. They want Jones and Lesnar. So if they do Jones and Cormier and Jones beats Cormier again, it's going to be Jones and Lesnar for that title in sometime in 2019.
Gotcha.
So yeah, the verdict is definitely out on that one. One thing the verdict is not out on, Brock, you're not winning the title in Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry to break it to you now.
No. Plus, title rarely changes hands overseas. It's only changed hands overseas once. Well, actually, the Universal title never has. The WWE Championship's been around a lot longer, and it only changed overseas once, and that was when AJ Styles won it.
Yep.
And he still has it. What a hell of a run.
Yeah, he still has it.
Young Bucks.
I'm getting annoyed at this point. As much as I love AJ, they really fucked Joe over.
Yeah. Well, they fucked Nakamura over at the same time, too, when he did.
Yeah, but at least Nakamura got a consolation prize right after, and they gave him the United States title.
True.
Joe, no, go out and sell that knee injury and lose to Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Jeez, thanks, guys.
Yeah. Bitch out and not finish the match. Matt Jackson announced on his Twitter that a new Young Bucks shirt, and it says there'll be their final Bullet Club style T-shirt. Now I saw Cody say the same thing, Matt. What's going on with? Is it?
I think the Elite's just breaking off from the Bullet Club.
They're letting the OGs have the Bullet Club thing,
because because the Bucks and Cody. Or I mean, I don't even know as far as Cody, but the Bucks own the Elite name. Them and Omega own that. They don't own the Bullet Club name. New Japan owns that.
Yeah.
But they own the Elite. So if they want to break away from the Bullet Club and just be the Elite, the Bucks, Kenny, Cody, Marty, Adam, whatever, and that's what they want to do. They're gonna be a lot more free to do whatever they want with that brand. I mean, look, let's face it. If they wanted to, they could come to the WWE as the Elite.
Yeah.
They own it. They could come in and do that if they wanted to. They couldn't come in as the Bullet Club, but they could easily come in as the Elite if they wanted to. Do I want to see it happen? No, I don't want to see the rest of the pro wrestling world die.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to happen if the Bucks, Cody, Omega, and Hangman Page leave and go to WWE. The rest of the pro wrestling industry is going to die, and it's going to take years to freaking recover. So, yeah, do I want to see it happen? No. But could it happen? Absolutely. And, for all we know, Ring of Honor are going to give these dudes deals so fucking dope that they ain't even need to work New Japan anymore.
Yeah, and
maybe they're just gonna work Ring of Honor.
I mean,
maybe they're gonna cut out. Maybe they're just gonna cut out Japan entirely.
We
don't know.
We watch Being the Elite. We see how exhausted those two brothers are when they give us their updates, their travel updates, and dude, I mean,
and I'm sure the Japan trips have a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, 48 hours of travel for 26 minutes of wrestling. They said on this week's Being the Elite, As Matt mentioned, NXT UK kicked off today on the WWE Network, and a few days ago, Triple H and General Manager Johnny Saint unveiled the new NXT UK Tag Team titles, and Matt, I have to say, they look pretty.
They're the nicest looking tag titles in all of the WWE.
It has an old school flair to it, doesn't it?
I think all the UK titles look better than all the other titles in WWE.
Yeah,
between Pete Dunne's championship and that, I can't wait to see what the women's title looks like.
Yeah,
like I haven't seen a picture of it yet. I mean, I know it's out there, but I haven't seen it. Now, now I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of that championship.
And we know who's champion. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, so I already know that. I already know the title
exists.
was crowned. So I'm gonna see if I can find the title. Oh yeah, dude! It looks like Pete Dunne's title, but it's white.
Okay,
and that looks awesome because Pete Dunne's title's awesome.
It is.
So yeah, they kind of copied WWE style, because the women's title looks like the men's title. So it's pretty much identical except for it says women's champion on it, and the strap is white. It looks great. It looks better than any of the women's titles than any of the other brands. So, yeah, good for them.
A familiar name is going to make his Ring of Honor debut for Survival of the Fittest, and that is none other than the Darewolf, PJ Black, known as Justin Gabriel in the WWE, known as part of the Worldwide Underground with John Morrison in Lucha Underground. And he'll be taking part of Survival in the Fittest. Also, not making his debut, but making his return to the company, Juice Robinson will also be involved in that as well. Hollywood, John Cena is going to still be Hollywood. He's in final negotiations for yet another movie to star in a Paramount movie called Playing with Fire. The film is going to center around a group of rugged wildfire fighters who met their match when they rescue a trio of rambunctious children. And hilarity ensues, right, Matt?
Oh, I'm sure it does. I can't wait to not see it.
Looks like an upcoming edition of Ride Along is going to include Renee Young, Nia Jax, and Corey Graves, according to Nia's Instagram account.
That sounds like a train wreck.
It was announced that there's going to be a Battle Royale on the All Women's Evolution pay-per-view on October 28th, and it looks,
the women are not happy about it.
And it looks like the women decided to find gifs of themselves not looking pleased and post them all at the same time. Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Naomi, Carmella, Lana, all decided to at the same time.
Mandy, Sonya, they've all done it.
Yeah. Odd how that timing worked. That they posted those random.
gifts. They're not speaking out publicly, but I think that unison with the women on that the women in that match to all post things very similar to that after that match was announced. Very much tells you how they feel about being in that match at the end of this month.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you the only person that's going to be happy to be in that match is the person that wins. It may be Tori Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. I love Tori Wilson's video too. That was hilarious.
That popped me. I laughed. I thought that was great. Tori's great.
Speaking of women that are great, if you watched All In, you knew that Jordan Grace is great and had a great standoff with Brian Cage in the.
Unfortunately, she didn't sign with a great company.
Yeah, she had the great standoff with Brian Cage at the Over the Budget Battle Royal. Yes, as Matt said, she didn't sign with a great. She signed with Impact Wrestling for 2 years, but she's only 21. Even though she's 21, she's been in the business 7 years already.
Your husband's in Ring of Honor.
Who's her husband?
Gresham.
Oh, really? Cool. Did not know.
Like,
that.
how could you not go there? I was just telling Daryl on Friday, you know who could really help this division right now? Jordan Grace.
Yeah.
And then she went and signed with Impact, and I'm like, motherfucker.
Well, at least maybe we can get a Jordan Grace Brian Cage match for the X Division Championship, and she pins Cage. That would be kind of cool. And Mike Johnson said the tapings were good. I don't know if he's got sunshine up his ass, but he was pleasantly surprised with the tapings that came
pleasantly surprised that Impact kind of go hand in hand nowadays, don't it?
I guess. Low bar, right?
I mean, yeah, when you go in expecting the worst, sometimes you end up not being disappointed.
Also, re-signing with the company, Matt's favorite, Sami Callihan.
They can keep him.
I like Sammy. He debuted, of course, at Bound for Glory in 2017. This one's interesting. TMZ reported on Tuesday afternoon that Rick and Charlotte Flair have been sued by Charlotte's ex-husband, Ricky Paul Johnson, regarding claims made about Johnson in the Second Nature book.
Oh, God.
TMZ's reporting states that Johnson, who was married to Flair for a year before she broke into the WWE, alleges there are false statements made about him in the book, including a claim that he lost 2 jobs due to drug use, a claim that he was sterile and could not have children, and other things. And Johnson claims that the book humiliated his family and his 3 children, and because the family are the subject of shame and ridicule, that he was intentionally presented in the book as a villain to make Charlotte look better.
Shame.
Yet he's trying.
I don't care.
Yeah, he wants to go up against the WWE lawyers. Okay. As Matt already said, how that works out for you. Just ask Punk and Cabana. They're no longer friends.
Was this a WWE book?
Yeah.
Or was this was this an independent published book?
According to what I was just reading from TMZ, it sounds like it's a WWE book.
If this is a WWE book, this guy's in way over his head already, and he's in for a world of hurt.
Pissing in the wind?
So, he might be a turd in the wind by the end of all this.
Oh, boy. Turd in a hurricane.
Turd in the wind.
Stand back. Starrcade is coming up once again, and Rey Mysterio will be a part of Starrcade. I don't have a.
I'm still hearing rumors this is going to be on the network.
I hope so. It should have been last year because there was some great. There was
not arguing.
There were some cool moments last year.
I still don't they taped the damn thing. I still don't understand why they don't just put it up and have it on demand.
Yeah, I know. Maybe by the time this rolls around, is this going to be the weekend of Thanksgiving? I have no date for this. I don't know when it is, but
it's late November in Jersey, I believe.
Rey Mysterio, woo! Rey Mysterio will be facing Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. Championship. No surprise that they're going to probably start feuding after Rey defeated him. Nakamura and SmackDown 1000 in a great match, even though it got cut short for time. It was still a great match. Rey is now in the World Cup. Previously advertised in a Cincy street fight, the Shield takes on Strowman, McIntyre, and Ziggler. Of course, that might be subject to change after what happened on Raw.
If it's a Cincy street fight, I guess it's in Ohio then.
Yeah.
Let me.
Styles and Joe in a steel cage match for the title. Also in a steel cage match, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. New Day in the Bar for the SmackDown Tag Titles. And get this, Elias is going to be in concert with Ric Flair appearing. I don't know if those are at the same time.
Hand in hand.
Yeah, I don't know if those are at the same time, but it's in the same...
Well, I mean, Elias always gets interrupted by somebody, so I guess he'll be interrupted by Ric Flair.
It's in the same bullet point, because there's also appearing Alexa Bliss, Finn Balor, Rusev, and The Miz. So Elias in concert with Ric Flair appearing is in the same bullet point.
Oh boy. It's slated for the US Bank Arena in Ohio, Saturday, November 24th. Doors open at 6, start time 7:30. So, they could have a dark match and go on the air at 8 on
Easily.
WWE Network if they want to.
Easily.
So I guess we'll find out in a couple weeks. Because at this point you don't really want to say anything until you get Crown Jewel and Evolution over with.
Yeah.
Because you've already kind of, boggled everything down. And when the fuck's Survivor Series?
I'd assume it's the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Survivor Series is November 18th. Yep. So yeah, that would make Starrcade pretty much a week later on Saturday.
Yeah, because it's usually
they could do that if they wanted to. I mean, I guess we'll find out. Yeah. So,
this says spoiler, but I don't know how it's a spoiler really. But according to PW Insider, Ivory is going to be a part of the Evolution pay-per-view. Molly Holly was announced earlier today as being involved as well. No word on their...
Is it mean if I say whoop-de-doo?
I like both ladies, though.
I like both of them, too, but what are they going to do?
They'll be in the Battle Royal.
But the Battle Royal for the person who wins gets a shot at the Women's Championship? They're going to be in the Battle Royal.
There ain't going to be a legend winning that one.
It's just, I feel like they're bringing in people for the sake of bringing them in. And I'm not overly thrilled with that, especially when it's very evident by them doing the Battle Royal announcement on Monday that they don't have anything for a majority of their own fucking roster.
Yeah.
Let alone bringing in all these freaking legends.
All the eye roll gifts that came through from all the women. Being the Elite this week started off with a little showdown between is it the Bucks of Jericho or Y2 Jackson?
It's up to you, pal.
Okay, I like Bucks.
That's what the shirt says.
That's what the scarf says too.
You gonna buy the shirt?
I might. We'll see.
I'm waiting for HotTopic.com to get in bigger sizes of the "This is the worst town I've ever been in" shirt.
I want that shirt too. SCU has just done phenomenal a lot of it thanks to BTE. I bet
I will absolutely buy that shirt if they get in, the 2XL size, because all these, for people who don't buy the Pro Wrestling Tees shirts, they shrink. You have to buy a size above what you're comfortable wearing, because after the first run through the washer and dryer, they're a size smaller than they used to be. So when the biggest size they're selling on HotTopic.com is an XL and I wash it and it's a large, that's not going to fit very comfortably on me anymore.
Yeah.
I need to get the 2X so I can wash it and it'll be in, then it's an XL and that's fine. But yeah, I'm not wearing a large.
Clearly, this happened after Jericho ambushed Evil because he's still in his makeup there. But once Cody and Kenny started talking shit about the scarves, that's when Jericho showed up and says, "How dare you?" Of course, all setting up the 6-man tag for the cruise. Jericho floated on, man. Of course, the after the Open, the Bucks and Marty kind of give you what they usually do with their travel update tour schedule, and holy crap, I don't blame them for maybe just sticking with Ring of Honor afterwards.
And look, if Ring of Honor shows them the money, so to speak, I don't see any reason why they couldn't just stick with ROH. You could still have the overseas independent bookings if you want to roll with those. But I don't see any reason you have to kill yourself and continuing these travels to Japan if Ring of Honor is going to give you the money that you want and the money that you need.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you get to see your family a hell of a lot more.
Oh, DAPS, absolutely.
You break away from the
ROH's schedule is much more relaxed than WWE or New Japan schedule.
Plus, you're breaking away from the Bullet Club, so now that more merch money coming your way. And as I said in the open, the Bucks learned never to ask SCU what's great about Southern California, because whether you're lifting weights,
I don't know. I think the Bucks kind of paid them back.
They did. They eventually did. But whether you're lifting weights or taking a piss or getting ready to leave in your own car, that was funny when Daniels just hopped in the back seat. They told him what is great about Southern California. Matt, I thought this was pretty funny between Matt Jackson and Marty Scurll. Marty wants to have a January 1st party and is asking Matt what he's doing on January 1st. And Matt's like, everybody's asking me what I'm doing on January 1st.
Poor guy.
Because, of course, that's when the contracts are up. Poor Marty just wants to have a party. And, well, now he's showering when Kaz walks in and tells him a little more about Southern California. But then SCU finds out that the Bucks are from Rancho Cucamonga. So then they tell him what's great about Rancho Cucamonga. Little Cracker Barrel. Hey, another Cracker Barrel. Little Cracker Barrel promo there, right? But then, yes, as Matt said, the Bucks get him back. As Daniels is sleeping in his hotel room or Scorpio's sleeping in the car. Or SU doing photos with fans when Matt in a shark costume sneaks in and yeah, good stuff from Being the Elite. The show ends with Paige watching last week's Being the Elite, and when they show the note being slipped under the door of the hotel room of Kenny Omega from Mr. H. And Paige just realizes that that's the same Mr. H that sent him them cowboy boots. The plot thickens, eh, Matt? And then the show ends with the Bucks staring at their phones, the clock ticking, of course. 2 months and change, we'll just say. And at the end of it, Kaz breaks in and tells them, you know what else is great about Southern California? The Young Bucks are from there. Oh, wait, you are the Young Bucks. Of course, the show was fittingly named California Love. SCU! Matt, did you catch yourself some 205 Live tonight?
Yeah, I did.
Drew Gulak kicked off things against Akira Tazawa. Jack Gallagher got involved to cause the DQ, ganging up on Tazawa, which led to an unlikely alliance between two former bitter rivals as Brian Kendrick made the save on Tazawa, offered his hand to help Tazawa up, but Tazawa was a little hesitant because those guys were in quite the battle several months ago. So now looks like Tazawa's kind of in the feud there with Gulak and Gallagher. Mike Kanellis with Maria cut a selfie promo to say that it was just business attacking Lince Dorado. And it's all part of a bigger plan, and that includes the Cruiserweight Championship. They are the power couple of 205 Live, and Mike Kanellis will make his 205 Live debut next week when he faces Lince Dorado. Hideo Itami cuts a promo talking about ahead of his last man standing match with Mustafa Ali next week. And I thought Mustafa Ali's promo in the rain was fucking badass, Matt.
Yeah, it was great. And as I said, Mustafa Ali's outdoor promos that he's done through the course of Triple H's run of 205 Live.
So good.
When they allow him to do that stuff, that's when he sets himself apart from everybody else on the roster.
Very much.
And I'm just not talking 205 Live. I'm talking about WWE, period.
Yep.
I'd love to see more stuff like that, not only on 205 Live, but on all WWE programming in general.
And let me,
it makes it feel real. It makes it feel legit, and you don't feel like it's scripted. Comparably to the interview in the back with somebody holding a microphone to somebody's face.
Yeah, and the rain was such a cool touch too. Let me correct myself. Not Last Man Standing. Falls Count Anywhere is the match. It's going to be 205 Live's 100th episode, so a big 100th episode with Mike Kanellis making his debut, and then the Falls Count Anywhere match. It should be a good 205 Live next week. Only 2 matches on the card for this week, because the next one is a lengthy one, Fatal 5-Way. Nothing on the line, but maybe goes a long way to determine who may face Buddy Murphy next for that title. TJP, Leo Rush, Cedric Alexander, Grand Metalik, and Tony Nese were all involved in a great, it was highly entertaining. Big pop for Leo Rush because we're in his hometown of DC for the taping, and I thought it was a well done Fatal 5-Way as you could expect from these guys, Matt. And Tony Nese gets the win after rolling up Cedric Alexander, and you think Cedric's in trouble, huh? You think he's in the doghouse?
Dude, the guy's lost 3 things in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
I don't think he's necessarily in the doghouse. I think it's just.
I just feel like he pissed somebody off, man.
I just think it's a story. I think it's just a story of dropping the title, and now he's on a slide.
I don't know. Ultra Liger tweeted me and thinks it's leading up to him going heel. And if that's what it is, I'm okay with that. But so, to me, it just seems like he's really pissed somebody off lately. So I guess we'll see. And
Tony Nese continues his role with the company in the Cruiserweight division. So if Drake Maverick makes Tony Nese against Buddy Murphy, I mean, they're buddies. So is this a face turn for Buddy? I would assume it would be a face turn for Buddy, and Nese stays heel, don't you think? If they went that route?
I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't officially a number 1 contenders match, but Drake did make it clear that it could go a long ways to determining. And of course, if Cedric Alexander continues to lose matches, he may, who knows? Maybe he doesn't have a contractual rematch either. So it's hard telling. NXT this evening. I thought this match was going to main event the show, but surprise, NXT Tag Team Championships are opening the show. ROH style. War Raiders, Strong and O'Reilly from the Undisputed Era. God damn, Matt, this was another showcase of why it's so good to have the War Raiders on NXT, right?
Yeah, it was a great way to open up the show for sure. Very, very good match.
I did not read any spoilers on this set of tapings, so I was pleasantly surprised to see Bobby Fish, as it looks like somebody has returned home as the dogs go nuts. Bobby Fish came in and hit a chair on Hansen as it looked like War Machine was ready to take those tag titles. So then the referee calls for the bell. Disqualification. Basically just to kill time until War Raiders take it from them at TakeOver, right?
No.
Oh, that's right. War Games. Shit.
Yeah, War Games.
God, that's gonna be a long. Wow. Did they get a rematch?
Because they're not gonna put titles up in War Games.
No. Did they get a rematch during the last tapings?
No.
Ah, weird. You got to figure Regal's going to give him another shot at it, because with Fish's interference. But,
Well, surely not any time before War Games.
I guess they're going to stretch this out all the way to the Rumble, where that's in Arizona. Tickets go on sale on Friday, and I think I'm going to the Royal Rumble, so excited for that. I don't know about if I'll go to TakeOver. I probably will, but we'll see.
You're better off going to TakeOver than going to the Rumble.
True.
Like, if you're going up there, dude, you damn well better be going to TakeOver, because of the 2 shows, TakeOver is going to be better.
Yeah, I know. But it's a bucket list thing for the Royal Rumble, obviously. I think I'll be able to go to both, but we'll see what goes. We'll see what happens.
If you don't go to both, I'm going to be very disappointed in you.
I got to go first, so we'll see what happens. Britt Baker took on Shayna Baszler. Shayna with her patented stomp on the arm, referee stoppage.
Thanks for coming, Mrs. Cole.
Yeah, Dr. Mrs. Cole. Baby. Just to show how much of a badass Shayna Baszler is. I think she's ready for the main roster. There's not much left for her to do after this Evolution match, I don't think. Video package for Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, and They go to commercial, and then William Regal's asked about Nikki Cross's claims that she knows. And Regal goes, Aleister Black's coming back soon, and I'll be talking to Nikki after her match tonight. Yeah, soon. You could say soon. A little
sooner than you think.
A little sooner than you thought there, Regal. Tian Bing, the first Chinese wrestler signed by the WWE. Him and Rocky form a tag team to take on Lorcan and Birch. Very a short tag match to put over the bruisers of Lorcan and Birch.
Blinking, you missed it.
Pretty much. Blinking, you didn't miss this. Main event, I thought, was great. Bianca Belair and Nikki Cross did a hell of a job until the lights went out. Don't you agree?
Did Aleister Black transport Bianca Belair to the dark dimension?
I don't know. Maybe.
I wonder if somebody in the back told Bianca Belair, if you ever wear that much glitter in the ring again, your push is done.
Yeah.
That ring, Nikki Cross, everything was covered in silver glitter. Like, holy shit.
It was like a wild romp through the strip club. It was a good match, though. I enjoyed it.
No, the match was good. I kid. But, the match was good.
I kid. I did not read the spoilers, so when the lights went out, I'm like, what's going on? Black wasn't even in my mind.
Sabu!
Oh, yes. Point in the sky. Black wasn't even in the back of my mind. I was like, what? Something. What's going on here? Something. What? Is it a new woman debuting? That, that's Aleister Black. And once again, I said this on Twitter, and I said this to you, Matt. I think I finally understand why they didn't bring Nikki Cross up with Sanity. It was to develop her as a character by herself, and they've done a hell of a job with her development in that aspect since Sanity has left. And the stuff with her and Black was pretty funny, as she's just being her crazy self, and Black says, "Get over here."
Speaking of Sanity,
and hold on, and Black tells Nikki to tell him. She whispers in Black's ear, and Black literally exploded in the ring. As we go to credits, and we know, but you'll have to wait till the spoilers at the end of this podcast to know who attacked Black. But what were you gonna say, Matt?
Speaking of Sanity, how bad can they feel when they weren't even thought of to be used as cannon fodder for Evolution Tuesday night?
That was my idea. I said, who's going to be fed to Evolution? All Sanity. Yeah. We'll feed
dude, they weren't even an afterthought. That's just yikes. I hate the fact that Vince McMahon doesn't watch NXT at all.
Yeah,
because
we learned that on a Triple H interview earlier this week.
And it's very evident by what he does with the talents once he gets a hold of them that he doesn't watch the product.
Bailey?
If I'm Triple H, I'm
AOP? Ascension?
Triple H just has to be banging his head off the wall on a daily basis.
Oh, I agree.
I create all this great talent to make the main roster better, and this is how the old man, treats them. Like, I'd be losing my freaking mind.
And it was great when Big Dave basically put over NXT without saying those three letters, but the crowd knew what he was talking about and chanted NXT. But Big Dave was. We'll talk about Big Dave in a little bit.
It's all about Big Dave.
Quarterfinals of the Mae Young Classic. We're down to 8 ladies. Match number 1 was veteran versus rookie, basically. Lacey Lane, the upstart, who's only been wrestling for about a year. She is a disciple of the Dudleys Training Academy, taking on the veteran Meiko Satomura, and they basically build this as like a monumental upset if Lacey Lane would have came out on top, but unfortunately she couldn't, as Meiko Satomura moves on to the semifinals, and she will face the winner of Mia Yim and Toni Storm, which closed the show. Second match of the evening was pretty damn good. Couple ladies I love. Io Shirai, Deonna Purrazzo. I was expecting maybe a little more of a drama at the end. So maybe a kick out after the moonsault or something like that. I mean, Shirai did get out of the Fujiwara armbar, but basically, saw the lights once the Asai moonsault was hit by Shirai. I was kind of hoping for a little more drama at the end of that, but still a decent match between these two ladies, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, it was good. It was good for what it was.
Probably the saddest moment of the tournament was Tegan Nox against Rhea Ripley. Tegan Nox, if you already knew, if you had followed the spoilers, but the referee stoppage, Nox could not go any longer, and it was her good knee that she injured this time on a suicide dive to the outside. I did not read any spoilers, so this is the first I knew of it. I was like, is this a work or a shoot? So I had to Google it because I didn't want...
Not a work.
Yeah, I didn't look at any spoilers. So I had to Google it, and I looked at Pro Wrestling Sheet, and the speculation was broken kneecap. Oh, poor girl.
Yeah, broke her leg.
Poor girl. Hopefully... And
bad luck after more bad luck.
You could hear her screaming, not again.
She wasn't meant to lose that match.
You could hear her scream.
She was supposed to beat Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, because, we'll tell you something else about that later. But, hearing her scream, not again. I don't know if I can go through this again. I just thought it was good storytelling, and then they stopped the match. I'm like, what? And so then I looked it up. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So that was definitely a downer. Rhea Ripley moves on to face Io Shirai in the semifinals. Next up, the fourth match. Definitely the best match of the evening. Thoroughly enjoyed this one between Toni Storm and Mae Young. Again, I guess maybe we're saving these for the semifinals and the finals, but I thought maybe it could use a little more drama in the end. And but again, it doesn't take away anything, Matt. I just thought maybe some drama, some near falls at the end would have helped it out overall. But maybe they're just saving those.
I don't know. I thought it was easily the best thing on the show tonight.
It was.
So
it was a great. If you listen carefully, you could hear chants of "Please sign Mia" after the match with Toni Storm. Storm hits the German suplex followed by the Storm Zero to get the 1-2-3. Toni Storm will face Meiko Satomura in the semifinals, and my prediction for the finals looks like it's on track, Matt. As I predicted without looking, I predicted Toni Storm and Io Shirai, and lo and behold, I think I'm going to be right. We'll find out. We'll find out next week as the semifinal matches will take place after NXT. Monday Night Raw took place from somewhere. I don't know where. Philadelphia. There we go. We kicked off with Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre bragging about how they're the most dominant group in history, and they didn't need matching tactical vests to prove it. They show a replay of pinning Ambrose after the Claymore kick, and then, of course, Ambrose walking out. McIntyre bragging that they didn't just beat the Shield, they broke the Shield. And there's 2 World Cup qualifying matches between these feuding factions, Ziggler and Ambrose, McIntyre and Rollins, and McIntyre says he'll beat Seth Rollins to go on to the World Cup and prove he's the best in the world at what he does. And so everybody starts bragging, and Strowman says that as good as both of you are, Lesnar and Roman are going to get these hands at Crown Jewel. That's when the Shield music hits. The 3 guys stare up at the arena, at the fans where they usually come in, but nope. They come down through the ramp, and it's minus Ambrose. They say Ambrose, he runs on lunatic time, so just 2/3 of the Shield was there. But little opening promo to kick things off, followed by the World Cup match, qualifying match between McIntyre and Rollins. Thought this was a phenomenal match between the guys. McIntyre's getting booked strong, so it wasn't bad that Seth won by count out to kind of help both guys here, right?
No, it worked out fine.
Are you getting... I'm seeing this on Twitter a little bit. I'm not at that point yet, but are you getting a little tired of this 6-man feud? I think it's interesting just because of the Ambrose.
It's done now.
Well, yeah.
So if you're sick of it, good news, it's over.
Yeah, I mean it
didn't even happen that long. If you're tired of it that quickly, then God, your ADD must be worse than mine.
No, it's worse than the WWE creatives. Because you remember in the past how they went in and out of feuds. So Seth Rollins moves on to the World Cup tournament to determine the best in the world at what they do. John Cena, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, and 3 other people. We'll tell you the other 3 here shortly. After the match, during the match, Ambrose showed up to even up the odds, and Rollins and Ambrose celebrate. So, hey, everything's okay in Shield Land. And next up, Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose are backstage. And Rollins goes, I know you'd show up because you're on lunatic time. And apparently that Ambrose doesn't like the word lunatic anymore because he got mad and stormed off.
Dumb.
Yeah. You could. There's probably better ways to kind of. There's probably better ways to have a rift than him getting mad at the word lunatic, because that's been his nickname ever since they've been in the main roster.
Yeah, it was really, really stupid.
When they showed recap of Shawn Michaels and Triple H from last week on Raw, challenging the Brothers of Destruction at Crown Jewel. Then they have a tape segment with Undertaker and Kane in a dark hallway. Pretty good, pretty cool stuff there. I liked it. I'm really liking what they're doing with those 4 guys. And I think you said it best on the show last week, Matt. It's like, hey, as long as legends are facing legends, it's all good. And
they're not hurting the current product, because if the legends are facing the current product should be winning. But if the legends are facing the legends, it doesn't really matter what you do as long as the audience is entertained. And you sell some tickets in the process.
Yeah, we all know in a certain tag match the legends are going to win. Trish and Lita. Yeah.
Oh, God, I hope so. And I hope Bliss eats the pinfall, too.
Tag team action. Ember Moon and Nia Jax, they're friends after their match. After Ember beat Nia Jax, they're still friends. I thought they were going to turn Nia Jax and have her on pace to break Big Show's heel turn record. Oh, spoiler alert. They took on the tag team of Dana Brooke and Tamina. Welcome back, Tamina, as Matt said, to no fanfare.
Maybe their long-term goal was to make sure their new giant Braun Strowman turns as many times as the Big Show does.
Possibly, yeah. I tell you what, though, Matt, I am,
because he's already turned forward. He's been heel face already in just a few-year career. He's been both things twice. It's kind of crazy.
When did he turn heel the first time?
He came in as a heel.
Yeah, he came in as a heel.
Then he turned face. Then he turned heel. And then on Raw, he turned face again.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. In my mind, I had it backwards. Or maybe you said it backwards. I don't know.
No, you had it backwards, pal.
Tamina and Nia Jax, I wouldn't mind a clash between these 2 ladies. It looks like they're setting that up for down the road.
If Tamina could stay on the roster long enough without getting hurt.
Yep, good point. And then they all played the Rumble game. Let's throw you over the top rope to show that I'm going to win, or actually eliminate myself from actually winning, because that's basically how the booking does it. Is if you came out on top here like Dana Brooke did, you ain't going to win that Rumble.
Yeah, we all rolled our eyes at the possibility of Dana Brooke getting a title shot. Nope.
Ronda Rousey comes out and wants the Bellas to answer why they betrayed her in front of the whole world. The Bellas came out and talked some smack about how they've been here for so long and the evolution started with them. But I sure as hell loved what Ronda had to say back, didn't you?
It was entertaining, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, it was great, especially when she said that, oh, you've leached off the names of your men. That let out a ooh. And then Rousey upped it and said they plagiarize and dilute their movesets. They're not pioneers. They're relics of the past waiting to be eviscerated by smallpox. Then she says the wait is over because she knows that Ronda can rip both of their arms off. And the only thing that's going to stop her at Evolution is the referees. And everybody knows that they're not good at holding her back. And Ronda says that she'll ruin them. And she'll make the name Bella like a 4-letter word. Poop. DNB was a phrase that Ronda had talked about. Basically, do nothing, bitch. But instead of bitch, she put Bella's in there, which basically means the same thing, right, Matt?
To a lot of people, yeah.
And Ronda said her entire when they said Ronda's not knocked down any doors, Ronda said she's been making a career out of knocking down doors in judo, Strikeforce, UFC, and now home in the WWE.
She's not wrong.
The only door you've ever knocked down was the door to John Cena's bedroom. Boom! Oh, and that, oh wait, as they say on TV, and there's more! And he eventually threw you out the exact same door. That line was great, Matt. I popped.
Ronda brought it, man. She was a little nervous at the beginning before the Bellas came out, but when she started to feel it and she got on a roll, she cut a hell of a promo, and it was very good to see.
Oh, it was so good. The Bellas act like they were going to go to the ring, but then they brought some security with them, and so we all know what happens when you bring security out for Ronda Rousey. A bunch of men are going to get beat up, and a bunch of men did get beat up. That was a great segment. I loved it. How fast is this going to be? A squash, or you think this gets stretched out to like 10 minutes? Her and Nikki Bella.
It's the main event. They're going to give it time.
Oh, it's going to be the main event. Okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing it's closing the show, unfortunately.
This team of Bobby Roode and Chad Gable is definitely leading to Roode turning heel soon.
Not soon enough.
No, but when Gable interrupted stole the glorious line from him. Yeah, I think it's. Yeah. But they ran into Kurt Angle. He's in a flower shirt and a hat, and says the stress level's way down since he's on vacation. And then No Way Jose came, and Angle did some conquistador dancing. And Angle walked up and said, "Oh, you haven't had a singles match in the WWE. How are you going to compete in the World Cup? I got a match for you. You're going to face AOP in a handicap match." Maybe. World Cup qualifying match, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler. This one got interesting as Rollins showed up halfway through to kind of even up the odds when McIntyre would get involved. But it kind of backfired and ended up Ambrose walking into a super kick and losing to Ziggler in 10 minutes. Rollins checked on Ambrose. Ambrose was selling the super kick. Rollins asked him what his problem was because he shoved Seth on the outside when he tried to help him up. And they started pushing each other, pushing and shoving when Roman Reigns came out to mediate. Baron Corbin came out because, he's going to defuse the situation with the Shield, right? No. He says we're going to have a rematch from last week, 6-man tag. Because, WWE likes to just copy and paste from week to week, right?
Sad but true.
Finn Balor defeated Jinder Mahal in like 2 minutes. I think Alicia Fox's outfit was the highlight of that segment. Bobby Lashley with the Great Leo Rush came out while Balor and Bailey, hello, we're still in the ring. So I'm wondering if Balor is getting fed to Lashley eventually. Sigh. Lashley took on Tyler Breeze. Hey, Tyler's still with the company. Update on Fandango. He is back to being able to lift weights. Not sure when he's going to be able to come back to the ring, though. Breeze did get a little bit of offense in, but that match only lasted about 3 minutes with the powerhouse Bobby Lashley getting the win. Trish Stratus comes out, followed by Lita. And they talk about how they're going to face Bliss and James at Evolution. Then, of course, Bliss and James interrupt. And I thought it was funny when they acted like they were going to go fight Trish and Lita. I'm like, if Mickey fights in that top, there's going to be wardrobe malfunctions all over the place. But what did you think of the interactions between these four ladies, Matt?
It's just kind of there.
It wasn't.
I really wasn't a big fan of the segment.
Yeah, leave the imitations to Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, right?
Well, at least when they do it, it's entertaining.
You got that right. So yeah. The next up was the Conquistador, because, Angle didn't have any gear, so what's he going to do? Oh, put on the Conquistador outfit again and take on AOP. We all knew at the start of the match that was definitely not Kurt Angle. And, some indie wrestler was wearing that wearing that outfit. And Corbin was on the stage enjoying it all because he thought Angle was the one getting beat up. But lo and behold, Angle comes up and delivers an Angle slam on the stage to Baron Corbin as Angle's music plays and the crowd chants, "You suck." For some reason, the Riot Squad put ketchup and mustard on Natalia's locker door.
So fucking stupid.
Yeah. Somewhere there's a hot dog missing that ketchup and mustard. Natalya said, you didn't think I was going to come here alone. She has a backup, Banks and Bailey. And this didn't go too long before a disqualification. And all 6 women kind of get involved there. Probably leading to a 6-woman tag at Evolution.
I would certainly think so.
Elias giving us yet another concert.
Imagine how much better this pay-per-view could have been if they would have just debuted the fucking women's tag titles for this show.
No shit. It had like a mini tournament, like a four-team tournament. They face off.
Or they could have had a bigger tournament throughout the weeks and, had the final 4 teams at the pay-per-view. And did the matches there. It's just, they fucked this pay-per-view so bad. Like, I went from being really excited to, the pay-per-view is, a week and a half away now, and I'm just like, eh.
We went from, we're going to do a post-show to, we might do one.
I don't think the show's going to be that good.
Yeah.
I want to be wrong. I really want to be wrong. I want the show to be great.
There's been many times where the lead-up has been shit, and it's been a great show, so hopefully this is the case.
I hope so.
Elias is talking a lot of shit to John Cena lately. I don't know if that's leading to something around Survivor Series or Rumble time, but he's talking about John Cena a lot lately.
Well, because they were in that tag match together.
Yeah. This 2 weeks in a row they've been talking about him, though. Elias interrupted by Apollo Crews, and I think Apollo Crews just made his main roster debut this week, didn't he?
Ouch.
That's code for saying they haven't done shit with him, but I liked what they did with him here, Matt. You?
I'll believe it when I see it.
This is the best he's looked so far, at least promo-wise, and yeah. Believe it. Let's see if he actually beats Elias, but a lot of people thought he was going to turn heel and go with Dana Brooke.
I never get hyped for these mini promos anymore.
Yeah. Well, at least
because to me it's just always just like you're dangling the fact that this guy might get a push, but don't worry, 3 weeks from now you're gonna realize that was a big joke and he ain't getting shit.
Yeah, I don't know. At least it's promising, but yeah, you're right. Wait and see. But I thought Cruz did great on the promo. We all know he's fucking awesome in the ring. I don't know why I said frickin'. I'm trying to censor myself for some reason, man. What the fuck? Main event time. Strowman, McIntyre, Ziggler against the Shield. just when you thought the Shield was cracking, it was the other side of the coin that cracked, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, leave it to heels not being able to get along.
McIntyre hit an accidental Claymore kick on Braun Strowman. If you thought Ambrose wasn't with the Shield, well, ask Ziggler, because he just ate a triple powerbomb at the end of the match with Ambrose pinning Ziggler for the win after a great six-man tag match, just like last week. But the big thing was Strowman said, if you fuck it up, you're going to get these hands, and so he wasn't happy. And he went after Ziggler, and well, this Claymore kick by McIntyre wasn't by accident, was it?
Nope.
And everything is okay in Shield land. So it was all a ruse, wasn't it, Matt?
And as far as I can tell, Braun Strowman's a good guy again.
Maybe he could be the fourth member of the Shield.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it.
I thought I was going to get Gorilla out of you there for a minute, but not yet. I guess that wasn't Gorilla worthy. So, yeah, it was. They were doing good things with this trio, and now all of a sudden it's over, huh? You know.
Typical WWE, man. Why are you surprised?
No, I'm not.
You sound surprised.
I'll be surprised if it leads to McIntyre going over Strowman in the end. But we all know that probably ain't happening, is it?
It could. I don't know. We'll find out.
SmackDown 1000. The first episode happened on my birthday, my 20th birthday, way back in the day. Shows you how old I am now. The Rock posted on Twitter, hey, huge congrats to my WWE family. Fun fact, in 1998, I said to Vince McMahon, I'm going to use the word SmackDown tonight in my promo. And he said, what's that mean? And I said, that means I'm going to whoop some ass. And he belly laughed and said, say it. The rest is history. And they made a whole show out of it. Very cool opening, showing a lot of the great moments in SmackDown history. They even showed Heidenreich and Michael Cole.
I can't believe they showed that. That had to have been a troll on Cole.
Had to have been. And you just rhymed there. That was funny. Schwarzenegger laying the SmackDown on Triple H. One of the best moments in SmackDown history, the grocery store fight between Stone Cold and Booker T.
It was the best moment in SmackDown history.
Back when the ring breaking surprised us, when Big Show and Brock broke it the very first time, and I believe it was 2003. A bunch of weddings, John Cena's ruthless aggression, Mysterio's cage dive, a lot of Eddie Guerrero moments, and Undertaker telling Teddy to buckle up. It was a great video, though. Show starts off with Truth TV. You like yourself some Truth TV, Matt?
It's all right.
The dance breaks always make me crack up. Truth TV interview. Truth and Carmella introduced their guest after the first dance break. And the guest was Stephanie McMahon. Talked about how she was the first ever general manager of SmackDown. So I thought they're going to parade all the general managers out, but nope, that was later. Instead, we're parading out all the McMahons as Shane came out and interrupted his sister. And then Shane talked about the video package, how it brought back some amazing memories. Thanked the fans in attendance because, yes, Shane is still the commissioner of SmackDown Live, even though we haven't seen him in a while. And Stephanie said that Raw, they hold things to a higher standard than Truth TV. And they would start things bigger and bolder than just Truth TV. Well, that led to a mega Truth TV chant. So, yeah, Steph, you're wrong. And here comes Vinnie Mac with his power walk, and the crowd in DC singing along to No Chance in Hell. Oh, when did that first happen? Matt and I were in attendance for that the first time the crowd started singing that. Remember when, Matt?
I remember.
Vince said, the fans don't want to see you two bicker and fight. The E stands for entertainment. And Stephanie says, you don't need to say what anymore. Vince has got a hearing aid. What? Vince says, the E stands for entertainment. It's time for a dance break. And so they all dance. I thought it was a fun open, Matt.
It was fine for what it was.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan took on the Usos. Of course, AJ and Daniel facing each other at Crown Jewel for the WWE Championship. The story here was that Bryan accidentally hit Styles with a forearm and then ducked a super kick, which also landed on Styles, and then the Usos hit a double super kick on Daniel to get the win after 9 minutes. Kind of teasing some possibly dissension between what has been a friendly way of things between AJ and Daniel. Paige, SmackDown Live general manager, in her office when Vicky Guerrero shows up. Excuse me. I'm not going to yell like that right now. I wouldn't be able to talk the rest of the show. Teddy Long's there. Holla, holla, holla. Johnny Ace is also there. So we didn't have all the SmackDown GMs of the past, but we had a good amount there. So that was fun. Nice little thing there. What I've been waiting for. The Evolution reunion. Motorhead plays. The DC went wild. Triple H, Batista, Ric Flair, Randy Orton all made their entrances. Batista pointing to the sky for Eddie. Tom Phillips mentions that there's 49 world titles between these guys. 49. And it was just so fucking cool to see those four guys walk to the ring to that music again, wasn't it?
I enjoyed the segment a lot. Dave made it all worthwhile.
Dave definitely made it worthwhile. Triple H said this was a good way to celebrate 1,000 episodes of SmackDown, to bring together a group that epitomizes the Evolution. Flair, he strutted around a little bit and says he's had a lifetime of memories with these guys. He's more fond of the 10,000 number than the 1,000 number. Woo! Space Mountain. Randy Orton mentions that he got his start in the business as part of this group, and he's been busting his butt to make a name for himself and cement his legacy. And he insulted the others by saying, while Triple H has been in the boardroom and Batista's been in a makeup chair making movies. But then it's time for Big Dave to talk. And the crowd absolutely going wild with the Batista chants. Big Dave says he's going to enjoy every second of this and ignore what Orton said. He said, for those of you that know me, this is the last place he wants to be is with a microphone in his hand. But he said he came up with 4 things to say. He wanted to say it here tonight because it's SmackDown 1000. He helped build the Blue Brand, which he did. Second reason is he wanted to be there because he's in his hometown of DC. Worked as a poor kid in a nightclub just down the street for 13 years and saw more violence than any kid should ever see. And speaking in this ring right now is a dream come true. Talked about how he loved the fans. He didn't care if they called him Batista, Blue-tista, Boo-tista. I love y'all because he was there to entertain all of us. He wanted to be there because of these guys in the ring with him. How he mentioned how special this is. Batista said when Line in the Sand plays, it was special, and this group was built to be a force. Talked about Orton being a 13-time world champion. Talked about how the first time he saw him at OVW, he knew he was special. The first time Triple H saw him, he knew he was special. Same with Rick. Batista also mentions that Orton has more talent in his pinky than half the guys he ever stepped into the ring with. Batista ain't bullshitting, is he? Laughed about Flair, talking about the 16-time world champion. He goes, there's nothing about him you don't already know. And told Rick to keep it in his pants. That was pretty fucking funny.
Everybody lost it.
Batista then talks about H being a 14-time world champion, single-handedly changing the business. He is this business. There's nothing that this man hasn't done in this business except beat me. Oh. A chill hit the air, didn't it, Matt?
I wouldn't call it a chill.
Got a little serious there, didn't it? A little serious. Everybody hugged at the end, but this might lead to something, huh, Matt?
Damn well better.
Rumors are that Batista wants to do a retirement angle, one last run with the WWE, so this could culminate in him. Because, what does a wrestler want to do to end their career? They look at the lights. So Triple H maybe finally beats Batista at WrestleMania. Batista calls it a career. Batista maybe goes to the Hall of Fame this year, Matt. You can see that.
It's certainly all possible.
He deserves it.
He does.
I loved it, though, man. Evolution Reunion was fun. A lot of fun. Great moments. Great moment there. That was definitely a SmackDown 1000 worthy moment. Rusev took on The Miz in like 10 seconds. Aiden English caused the distraction.
Another literal blink and you missed it.
Yeah, Miz moves on to the World Cup.
You mean the WWE American Cup?
Yeah, exactly, because everybody's American. My most popular line of the night on Twitter, Lana kicking English in the Crown Jewel. Rusev got a little revenge by attacking English at the end there. As we mentioned, Kurt Hawkins and Edge, a little Edgehead reunion, and they had Zack Ryder on the phone, but he was fucking in the building, as we just said. Next up is the Cutting Edge. Edge has Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair as his guests. And was Tony Chimmel actually there, or was that a recorded thing? It sounded weird.
I don't know.
But we got to hear Tony Chimmel's voice. Rated R Superstar. Edge says it doesn't get any more huge than SmackDown 1000. SmackDown always felt like his show. Noted that some of his greatest accomplishments happened here. Cashed in his Money in the Bank on the Taker. The no DQ match against Eddie Guerrero that people still talk about to this day. He married Vicky Guerrero. Boo. He divorced Vicky Guerrero. Yay. He said SmackDown really meant something to him. And he's been watching the show and wanted to attempt to be SmackDown's moral compass, so he introduced Becky Lynch. And the crowd, DC, went wild for Becky Lynch. Edge said Becky has a lot of similarities to him. Becky goes, well, I modeled my career after you. And Edge says, I understand what you're going through. I had to fight for everything I earned in this company, just like you. Edge thinks doesn't think that Becky made the right choice in throwing away her friendship with Charlotte. He said he made those choices, burnt those bridges, and all he did was, stare at all the championships by himself. And Edge says, you won't even like yourself. And Lynch admitted, I don't like myself. I love myself. And the fans popped for that. Becky tells Edge to get out of the ring if he's going to say something condescending to him. Oh, careful you don't hurt your neck again going through the ropes. Ooh, Becky. Ooh, Becky. Charlotte interrupts. Tackles Becky. They go have a little brouhaha. I absolutely loved the interaction between Becky and Edge there.
Yeah, it was well done. I mean, everybody's been pointing at Becky to be, an Austin-like character, but she actually is a lot more like the Rated R Superstar Edge, and they kind of passed that torch on to her with that segment.
SmackDown Tag Team Championships on the line, The Bar and the New Day. This went for about 13 minutes when randomly the Big Show comes out.
I don't even want to talk. I'm not talking about this.
And turns heel again. And you're new and now 5-time champions, The Bar. Matt doesn't want to talk about it.
I really don't.
I just don't. It's so random. I don't get it. John Cena and his hair do a cell phone promo about SmackDown 1000.
John Cena Layfield.
Yeah, that hair, man. Wow. World Cup qualifying match: Rey Mysterio, Shinsuke Nakamura. Very good for what we got. 10 minutes, but some time was cut. Probably about 5 minutes was probably cut. Tell you what, I mean, even injury withstanding, Rey got back into that shape he looked at the Rumble, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked good, man.
Yeah, I'm excited for a Rey Nakamura feud. for the U.S. title, which is definitely looking like what we're going to get. But before all that, Rey Mysterio, 619, the springboard splash, gets the win over Nakamura to cement his place in the World Cup. So now the field is set. John Cena, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, Miz, Rey Mysterio. Granted, it's not much of a World Cup, but let's just call it a fun King of the Ring. Who do you think is going to win? Or who do you want to win?
I think Angle wins.
That'd be cool. I think it'd be a cool moment. Angle Mysterio in the finals. That'd be a little fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we're not going to get that.
Yeah, I don't, Angle would be fun. Miz would be fine. I think Miz is going to win the the WWE Championship soon. So I think it'll be fun. A fun part of Crown Jewel. We all love and miss the King of the Ring. So that's basically our King of the Ring. Only about 5 minutes left. Undertaker's music hits, and he
takes 4 of it to get to the ring.
Exactly. I thought he was just getting ready to start his walk to Crown Jewel. Maybe he was just starting it there. Taker gets on the mic and says at Crown Jewel, which drew a lot of boos. He's got 3 words for DX: rest in peace, and that was it. And he said that in the promo with Kane on Monday. So I was like, this is all we get. Granted,
thanks for coming, Taker.
Okay. So that was the show. I think it was a lot of fun. I thought it was, unlike Raw 25, it was simple, and that simple formula worked. Overall, I thought it was an enjoyable show, Matt.
It was more entertaining than Raw 25.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for Lost in the Midcard. We are going to go over NXT spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, now is your time to hang up, and we will see you next week.
Get out!
Yeah, thank you, Vince. Oh, Vince is already getting out because we're talking to NXT, so I never watch the stuff. All right, so NXT spoilers, Matt. The biggest thing to take place, I guess, was the War Games matches set up, and we found out who attacked Aleister Black. Any other major things you see?
Really, the only other thing is, you could speculate that it's going to be Velveteen Dream and Ciampa for the championship.
Which is cool.
Will be a triple threat with Lars. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's really confusing. The title picture is really confusing right now because they didn't really solidify what the fuck's going on with it.
How did Lars fit? How did Lars fit into this equation with those two guys?
Because when they were about to introduce when Regal was about to come out and introduce who Ciampa was facing for the title, Ciampa came out and interrupted him. Then Dream came out and interrupted him. Then Lars came out and interrupted him. And then it was just a whole bunch of interruptions one after another. So. Yeah.
The man that attacked Aleister Black, the mystery was solved because Nikki Cross told Black on NXT this week, and that man is Johnny Gargano. And Matt, you said that probably wasn't the original plan.
It surely doesn't seem like it was the original plan. I think Trips and company kind of cater to the Full Sail audience a little bit. I think long term this could end up being a big mistake, but for now, let's look. I want to give NXT the benefit of the doubt and see where it all goes. But to me, Gargano should always be a face, and yeah, it just kind of sucks that one of the really good baby faces left in the world is going to be a heel now. So
yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, the whole Johnny Gargano's losing his mind thing is, I don't know. We'll see. See how it works. I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about on the War Games? It's going to be Undisputed Era, all 4 guys of Undisputed Era. They're going to take on War Machine, Pete Dunne, and
Ricochet.
It's like there's one guy there. I just forgot it. Anything else worthy? Matt Riddle makes his debut at the TV tapings.
I thought they were going to set up him and Ono for TakeOver, but they didn't. So, unless it was a backstage segment, Maybe hell, who knows how many matches got set up via backstage segments that maybe nobody even saw tonight.
Didn't somebody else make their debut? Like a woman?
Mae Young.
Oh, okay. Yep. She took on Bianca Belair.
She actually wrestled twice at the tapings.
And, yep, beat your girl Aaliyah. Yeah, and looks like Mercedes Martinez wrestled from the Mae Young Classic. She wrestled a match there with Nikki Cross. Yeah, not in.
It wasn't a very eventful taping.
No, wasn't mind blowing. So, and if you're interested, the ROH spoiler is we got new tag team champions. Who are they, Matt?
SCU.
SCU. SC fucking you. So that's going to do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. What you got to do? Search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way every Thursday. Select Mondays after WWE pay-per-views. You can also subscribe to us on the YouTube. The links to all that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. Also on the Twitter, at LATMC Podcast. We also share a lot of great wrestling tweets from around the world, so make sure to give us a follow there. Matt's on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. I'm on the Twitter at JB Huskers. And before we ride off into that sunset, Matt, what are your final thoughts?
Let's all hope Evolution's better than it's currently looking like it's going to be. Because I want a good show for the ladies, and I hope that they can give us one. Despite, maybe they can rise above bad booking and still put on a great show for, the fans.
That sounds like that could be a great T-shirt. Rise above bad booking.
Should be a T-shirt.
Should be. For Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard. We'll be back at you next week with our Evolution preview show.